Well, you see, people don't know what Sharia is all about. First of all, Sharia is the principles and practice of Islam. You can't separate Sharia from Islam. They are one and one. So any Muslim who tells you that he doesn't want to live his life according to Sharia, then he's not a Muslim.
Do you think Nigeria should become a Sharia nation?
That is my ambition, and that is the ambition of every Muslim in this country.
So, as a leader, governor, chairman, president, you are expected to run your affairs with the dictates of Sharia. So, as a leader, governor, chairman, president, you are expected to run your affairs with the dictates of Sharia.
Item 62 says National Assembly shall not make any law that affects Islamic law. This second schedule. So this amendment is against second schedule, item 60.
Well, you see, people don't know what Sharia is all about. First of all, Sharia is the principles and practice of Islam. You can't separate Sharia from Islam. They are one and one. So any Muslim who tells you that he doesn't want to live his life according to Sharia, then he's not a Muslim, because he doesn't even know what is Islam. If you are a Muslim, you have to live your life according to the dictates of Sharia. From the time you are born up to the time you will marry, the relationship between you and your parents when you are small, your responsibility to them or their responsibility to you, the relationship between you and your wife, if you marry, how you will marry, your responsibility to your wife, then your responsibility to the neighbors, to the entire society, is all defined under Islam, under Sharia. That is what is called Sharia. It is not just the capital punishment that people are talking about. This is just part of one aspect of Sharia. The major aspect of Sharia is called mu'amala. That is how you relate with human beings, other human beings, even animals. There are ways we have to cut and kill our animals. There are ways you enter toilet. There is way you come out of toilet. So everything in Islam is defined under Sharia. So it's a code of life for Muslims. So as a leader, governor, chairman, president, you are expected to run your affairs with the dictates of Sharia.
In Nigeria, Sharia has been instituted as a main body of civil and criminal law in 12 Muslim majority states since 1999, when the then Zamfara state governor Ahmed Sani Yerima began the push for the institution of Sharia at the state level of the government. A declaration of full Sharia law was made in the 12 states in that year, and the states created Islamic legal institutions such as Sharia Commission and Zakata Commission, and a Hizbah, a sort of an Islamic police, according to some critics, like Neo Igwe, the chairman of the Board of Trustees for the Humanist Association of Nigeria then. The adoption of Sharia law violates Article 10 of Nigerian Constitution, guaranteeing religious freedom. So the question implies, how can a law, a Sharia law, now violate Nigerian Constitution? The incompatibility test has failed there. And when you look at this map, the green side was said to have no place of Sharia. Like Sharia plays no role in the judicial system. But as I speak to you in Abuja, it plays role. In some part of the southwest, it's already playing role, and they are making further push to so many states further southwest. When you look at the yellow in this map, Sharia implies only in personal status issues such as marriage, divorce, inheritance, and child custody. But otherwise, the legal system is secular. That was then, but now it is opposite. But when you look at the indico, I think it's violent or indico, the color there, Sharia implies in full, including personal status issues and criminal law. So Sharia operates fully in this state. And when you look at it, you have people in this area who are doing all sort of things against people. In this area, was a place where Deborah was murdered because she posted something on her WhatsApp group. And you can see that up to 44 lawyers stood for people who burn someone alive. This is the kind of country you are living in. You know why I'm giving you all this background? I'm giving you all this background for you to understand how these people started this Sharia, their intention. This is Ahmed Yerima, the man you first listened from the beginning of this video. His name is Ahmed Sani Yerima. Sani Yerima was a governor and 3-time senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So when you look at this person, he's a paddy to former President Muhammadu Buhari and a boy to Buhari. So this man has been promoting Sharia, and when they interviewed him, why do you want Sharia in Nigeria? Do you want the whole country to become a Sharia state? He said, it's my ambition and the whole ambition of the whole Muslims in Nigeria. So this is what I want us to talk about in this video.
Do you think Nigeria should become a Sharia nation?
That is my ambition, and that is the ambition of every Muslim in this country.
All right, first and first, I don't want to waste your time in this video. Let me just go straight to the point. You see, Sani Yerima, because a lot of people don't know that his name is also Ahmed. So let me not be using Ahmed Yerima, so that you will not be thinking of the Navy officer that had issue with Wike the other day. So his name is Sani Yerima. Okay, let me withhold the Ahmed there. So this man said that as a Muslim, even though you are a governor, you are a president, as a Muslim, everything you are going to do is going to go on a Sharia way. I want you to pause and think. I want you to pause and think. He said, everything you are doing as a Muslim, you are a president, you are a governor, you must do it on a Sharia way. And he said it's a deception for Muslims not to say they are not practicing Sharia. That every Muslim, that Sharia is a part of Muslim. Do you get it? Sharia is a part of Muslim. There is a reason why I am bringing out all these things to you. Now, anytime I make video about the upcoming, Sharia crisis and Sharia war that we know in 2026, so many of my friends who are Muslim, have a lot of them, good friends, okay, good friends. So most of them will chat me, Okocha, look at what you are saying, what do you think about it? I say, I'm not saying this. Your leaders who brought Sharia to Nigeria said that. They made such statement. They said it is their ambition. Ambition is something you crave for, something you search for, something you are seeing it in your mentality and you want to achieve it physically. Ambition is that driving force that makes you to go after something. That is what these people have towards the implementation of Sharia in a holistic form in Nigeria. The confection, let me go straight to this angle for you to understand it better. If you want to start up a business or you want to do anything, there's what they call a mission statement. So that was a mission statement of Sani Yerima when he was pushing after the Sharia crisis in 1999-2000. When he was pushing it. So they asked him, how far? He don't want the whole Nigeria to turn to Sharia. He said that is his ambition. And right from that time till now, these people have been doing this thing little by little. They are not fast, but they are strategic. They are not fast, but they are strategic. They know what they are doing. And now, as I speak to you, all the whole terrorist organization in Nigeria, Boko Haram is not their real name, okay? Boko Haram, ISWAP, all these jihadists, they call bandits. What do they want? All of them said, we want a Sharia state. Western education is prohibited. We don't want women to do like this. This is what they wanted, right from time. And they are, present continuously doing it. So the issue here is simple. And this type of thing, it is always hard for you to win it with a war because they have infiltrated the society. I have been suggesting that these people should be confined into their own country where they can practice Sharia. But my fear is that people will come and realize late what I'm saying. Time will come, people will realize, before you will start calling for the division of Nigeria or regionalism or this or that, it will be late. This is not what one ethnic group will do. This is not what two ethnic groups will do. Everybody have to sit on the table. Let's iron this thing out. A senator made a statement last week. You know what he said? He said, we all know the problem. We know what is causing this insecurity. Let us stop pretending. If we want to face and fight it, let us fight it now. If we want to negotiate, let us negotiate. He was talking about Sharia. And Yerima, when he was a senator, I don't know where he was quoting. I don't know. He said, Nigerian government and Nigerian legislators are not allowed to amend Sharia law. The supremacy of Sharia above Nigerian constitution indirectly. But every now and then you can amend Nigerian constitution, but you cannot amend Sharia law. I am laughing because I understand very well the negative effects of this Sharia in Nigeria. You already have their courts, their police, everything. This is so dangerous, you understand? And as I said before, I am predicting that there will be a Sharia crisis next year. Yes, there will be a Sharia crisis next year. Because a lot of interests are going to attack the Sharia in Nigeria. If you said Nigeria is a secular state, as educated as you are, and you are talking about Sharia in a secular state, come on, you have your religion, other people have theirs. Why imposing, trying to do all those things? It doesn't make sense.
In the Quran, chapter number 9, verse number 29, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala orders the Muslims to kill the Christians, Jews, and if they do not surrender, then they have to pay jizya. Jizya is basically protection money.
They don't care. As long as at the end, the Quran is at the sea. So some people in this country have this mindset, and we must tell the truth. If you tell the truth, you die. If you don't tell it, you die. Some people have this mindset to Islamize the nation, and they are in the government. And people know them. The DSS know them. The NIA know them. The DIA knows them, because it is the DIA that conducted the operations that arrested these sponsors. So they know them. Why is the government, the commander-in-chief of the armed forces?
The general area of Afaka, where where the NDA is cited, is no stranger to this sort of attacks. Before now, I mean, a few other institutions around the Defense Academy have also been attacked. Talking about the Institute of Agriculture and Forestry, Mechanized Division, something to that effect. I can't remember the exact name of the institution now, but we do know that they have been around this area. Now, I'm looking at the front page of Daily Trust newspapers, and they have this, why NDA security was compromised. And the first writer says, bandits leave peacefully. Peacefully is in parenthesis, near academy. There have been questions before now that sometimes, this happened in Jos, around Rukuba, that, there were attacks happening in the neighboring area, and that the military institutions did nothing. The same thing happened when there were attacks on the airport, the airport's residential area in Kaduna. That was very close to the Defense Academy. They did nothing. They attacked the forestry school in Kaduna. They did nothing. Now they have finally come for them, but the talk is that these people have been there all along. They never went anywhere. The bandits who perpetrated this attack have been there all along. Does the military really need, if this is something that is of concern to the security agencies, because it was only a matter of time from what it would seem that we're reading that these attacks were going to happen, it didn't really need to wait this long before they took action against people they knew were a security threat to not just them, but also the people around their environment.
Yeah, Makwe, I may also shock you that some cadets have been abducted before now. And when they took these cadets away, and they demanded for ransom, as low as 400,000 naira at that time, the cadets were released after the ransom were paid. And the cadet told them that where they took them to, that they could hear the parade going on in NDA, that they were not taken far away from NDA, that every morning they hear the parade and the programs going on in NDA while they were in the camp of the terrorists. You are right. These people live around NDA. It's about social-cultural issue. As long as you are a Muslim and you speak Fufude or Hausa, you can do whatever you like and fraternize with the military and go in and out of the barracks. You are saying that the attack did not happen on Friday. Of course, it will not happen on Friday, but they have enough time to carry out surveillance. They have enough time to have insiders that will work with them. The problem is that journalists should go around our military institution this Friday and carry their cameras and see the decadence, the security breach that goes on every Friday in all military institutions across Nigeria, and tell the Minister of Defense to put a stop to that. The defense institutions, they are sacred. They are not where people can come on Friday, throw open the gate because they want to come and do Jumat. The truth is that on Sundays, we don't have such, invasion of our premises by Christians to come and pray or to come and do whatever on Sundays. But for the 35 years I spent in the military intelligence, if you go to Tego Barracks in Apapa, it's the same. The Tego Barracks is where I was trained as an intelligence officer. It's the same. On Friday, they will troop in. They throw it open. It's religion. And because we must think about solution. The Minister of Defense should stop this. They should make pronouncement and stop it. Every Friday, people should go to various mosques around them to pray and maintain the sanctity of our military institutions. That's what
so I wanted to know if this has been an issue before now. I mean, has this been anything that, the people at the top in the military have found as a source of concern? Let me raise an instance. For instance, we know that at almost every security institution, even on the roads here in Abuja, before you can enter the same road that leads to any military institution is divided in two. There are huge barricades to prevent anybody from just entering, so to speak. This became a source of concern for the military in terms, especially after the attacks on the police headquarters. Has this been a source of concern for for the top brass of the military to say, hey, look, if we're taking these steps to put barricades, then this is also going to be a source of concern for us. What can we do about it? Have they elevated this discussion?
At defense headquarters, every Monday, even if you go this Monday coming, you will see they are always there to discuss intelligence and security brief. We discuss all topics there, including the issue of Muslims gathering every weekend. All those barriers you see at defense headquarters, and that's why I'm talking to the media. They should go there on Friday. The barrier is no longer there. It's open because it is Jumat. And this is when they come to carry out surveillance. If you look at what happened in Mogadishu Barrack, it was the same. There was a time they went there and blasted the place and killed a lot of people. It's these same people that are allowed to have access on Fridays and become members of the mess because they are, it's a social-cultural issue. So I think we should begin to look, the Minister of Defense should put an end to this, because for 35 years of my stay in the military intelligence, it has been the case. Both naval institutions, Air Force institutions, Army institutions, even the Department of State Services. Once it's Friday, the gates are thrown open, and people come from outside, and there'll be no space. They'll be all over. If you go to Defense Headquarters on Friday, this Friday, you see them littered everywhere.
If I could just comment. This conversation is usually quite tricky. People listening, some might take different perspectives to it, thinking, oh, is this a religious thing? Is this an ethnic thing? They ask, is it only Muslims you have in the military? Is it only people from this certain cultural, heritage that you have in the military? And I'd like us to tackle the issues. You have mentioned what you have called the core, as it were, of the problem. How do we tackle this without viewing it from a religious spectrum, an ethnic spectrum? Because well, Nigeria is quite, polarized across, these groups, ethnicity and religious. How do we tackle it without coming off as though you're inciting people, on those lines?
You see, one thing I discovered in this country is that when it comes to religion, everybody is very sensitive. But the fact I have laid bare is from the experience of 35 years of military intelligence. So I'm not coming to the air to whip up sentiments, no. I have been in the system. I work with Abacha government. I work with Babangida government. I work with Abdul Salam. I work with Yar'Adua Obasanjo as a core insider of operations. I belong to a group of people that you are not supposed to see, people that you are not supposed to hear, because we have 3 classes of military officers. I belong to the wars group. I lost my family because my family does not have to know where I have been, where I have gone, and I cannot talk. I've seen Colonel Lu here, I've seen Stan Lambo. Some of us belong to that group that we are not supposed to be seen, and we are not supposed to be heard. The truth I'm telling you now is not about sentiments. Is that there are a group of people in this country that feels that this country should be Islamized. This is a fact. Except you want me to start mentioning names of people in this government that we have interrogated. I was a member of an interrogation team, and I've interrogated a very high-ranking member of this government in 2007, 2008 on the issue of Boko Haram. I interrogated him. He's in this government right now. And what was the issue? Boko Haram. And this senior officer was actually let go because he was found culpable. But right now he's in the government. You see, we must say the truth, because if you don't, this country is going down the precipice. We have been set back more than 60 years right now. We've gone back to the time before 1966 now. And whoever is coming back to repair this country has a lot of work to do. This country has never been polarized, so we cannot run away from it. We have never been this much polarized. I'm a federal person. My mind is federal. My brain is federal. My loyalty is federal. I do things for the federal government. So I cannot come here and try to be sentimental. No, I'm a federal person.
So will your life be at risk now that they're hearing you?
I don't care. I don't care. And my colleagues, they know me. Those people that are listening to me, they know me. I don't care. The issue is that this country is bigger than an individual. That is the issue.